The first important step in learning about function-based support is to remember this. Everyone working with a student must have the same definition for that student's challenging behavior. In our example with Demi, her teacher, Ms. Brantley, talked with Mr. Adams, the behavior coach, about Demi's aggressive behavior. When Mr. Adams went into the classroom to observe, he saw Demi bump her peers, but it seemed to be a light push with her arm. He probably would not have categorized this as aggressive behavior. Given that Ms. Brantley described Demi as aggressive, Mr. Adams expected to see Demi hitting with a closed fist, or kicking, pushing peers to the ground, or other similar behaviors. Later in the day, Mr. Adams and Ms. Brantley met to discuss the differences in what they saw. They realized they didn't have a very good definition of Demi's challenging behavior. They needed to operationalize their definition of Demi's aggression. An operational definition must be observable and measurable. It should be clear and complete. When the behavior is operationally defined, everyone involved can focus on the same behavior. The behavior can be measured, and progress can be easily documented. The intervention is then applied specifically to the behavior that needs to change. Since aggression could include so many other behaviors, Mr. Adams and Ms. Brantley decided to operationally define Demi's aggressive behavior as this: pushing peers with one or two hands. Now it is observable and measurable and clear for everyone. This would mean that what Mr. Adams saw Demi do, bumping with her arm, would not fit the operational definition of aggression, as Mr. Adams and Ms. Brantley defined it. Let's look at a few more examples of operationally defined behaviors. Remember, they must be measurable, observable, clear, and complete. Remember Stephen? When he was given a math worksheet, he crumpled it and threw it off his desk. His teacher called this defiant behavior. But in second period, Stephen stared with no response, and his teacher there called that defiant behavior. These two teachers need to agree on an operational definition of defiant behavior for Stephen. Here are two more examples. A more measurable and observable way to define rude behavior is to say, uses profane language. A behavior that is defined as always on the go, everywhere, can be defined more specifically as out of seat during work time. Let's review what we've learned in this section. The first step in function-based support is to develop an operational definition of the problem behavior. When a behavior is operationally defined, it is observable and measurable. Everyone involved can focus on the same behavior, and progress can be easily documented. The behavior intervention is then applied specifically to the behavior that needs to change.